Ashiq Hussain.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Hi, sir.
evening. How are you, Ashiq?
I'm fine, sir. I'm fine, sir.
Okay, and you are a civil engineer.
Yes, sir.
Hmm? When did you pass out?
I passed out in the year of 2020, sir.
2020.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and since then, what have you been doing?
Sir, in 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic came, so I
Hmm.
didn't go in the field of civil engineering. Rather, I started my UPSC preparation. Then, after my second attempt, I started to work in my father's field, sir. I took over my father's field, coconut plantation farm, and I have
Okay,
been working there as a manager, sir. Yes, sir. I've been managing that farm.
okay, wonderful. So, while you were studying for your engineering,
Yes, sir.
this COVID situation was going on, right?
Yes, sir.
So there were no, say, live classes there.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
I have been doing self-study, sir.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes, sir.
So most of the students like you, they were forced to do that only.
Yes, sir.
But engineering is one subject that unless you have seen it, happening on the ground,
Yes, sir.
sometimes you do not get the real feel of a concept or a process, so to
Yes,
say.
sir.
So how did you manage that without the real experience?
Yeah, yes, sir. Currently, I haven't gone in any job that involves civil engineering, sir.
It's
So I
okay.
have.
That is not. I mean, it is not that any job and every job you will end up doing will
Yes,
involve
sir.
it will involve the intricate concepts of civil engineering.
Yes, sir.
I am not suggesting that,
Yes, sir.
but
Well,
even to pass a
hmm.
certificate
Yes, sir.
uh, or whatever was required, you feel more confident if you have seen real life
Yes,
projects
sir.
on the ground.
Especially in the case of civil engineering, that is
Yes.
the main way to learn, sir. And
Mm.
in my case, I had the opportunity to uh, I had the opportunity such that in my college there was buildings constructed when I was studying, sir. So
Okay.
regularly there were field visits within my college. So I was
Mm-hmm.
able to learn the practical things that happened there, sir.
Mm.
And in addition to that, my mother also works as a block development officer in
Mm.
the Identical district, sir. There I
Mm.
had the opportunity to interact with assistant engineers. So I
Mm.
was able to get the hands-on experience to slight extent, sir.
Have you heard of an expression called black cotton soil?
Yes, sir. Black cotton soil, yes, sir.
So, what does it tell you if you have to lay the foundation in a black cotton soil area?
Yes, sir. Black cotton soil is especially down because it has the property to expand when water is present there. So we need to consider
And it just expand and
expands. So when we not take that into consideration, there can be significant effects on the building, especially in the foundation, sir.
no, it only expands or it also goes on the reverse side.
It expands and contracts, sir.
Ah,
Yes, sir.
ah,
When
okay.
water gets evaporated, it contracts, but when
Yes.
water is there, it expands, sir. So
So then,
because
what do you do to deal with this situation? Because you cannot abandon the area that you will not construct a building here and
yes,
let
sir.
let us start living somewhere else.
Yes, sir. In this case, what we can do is instead
Hmm.
of going for individual foundation pillars, we can
Hmm.
go for mat foundation, sir, where the concrete is laid in an entire mat-like structure in which the building rests on, so that even when the black soil expands or contracts, there is not much effect on the building, sir. And
You
this,
mean
yes, sir.
you mean some kind of raft or something?
Yes, sir. Raft or mat foundation. The
Okay,
another name for mat is raft, sir.
okay. And can you also go in for pile foundation?
Pile foundation, yes, sir. Pile foundation can also be done, and it's mainly preferred when the structure is very large, and the structure is very important in such case that it has a lot of load, like government buildings and government buildings or many big structures like even the Burj Khalifa or some big structures. But when we are going for some intermediate level structures like houses or some other normal structures, we can go for mat or raft foundations.
Okay. But what happens if the structure above the ground is small, like you are saying, a small house? And
Yes, sir.
What will happen if you go in for pile foundation? What will be the problem?
There is not a problem, sir. It is mainly an economic consideration because
Okay.
pile
Okay.
foundation involves a lot of cost because
Yes.
we need to dig a lot of
Yes.
underground
Yes.
soil, sir. That is why even though mat foundation requires a lot of materials, but the procedural execution is minimal because it's just excavating a slight depth and then putting a uniform layer, sir. So that is why mat foundation is preferred.
Yeah. Okay. For the time being, we'll move out of civil engineering. Now, let us go to your interests, which you have told the UPSC. You are fond of reading books.
Yes, sir.
What have you been reading of late?
I am recently reading a book called On the Beach by Neville Shuttle, sir. It's a short story and novel kind of post-apocalyptic novel, sir, where the world has engulfed itself in a nuclear war, and the only remaining place that is safe is Australia. And the protagonist is trying to assess the situation, sir. That is the main plot of the story, sir.
Where is the author from?
The book's author, sir?
Yes.
I'm not very sure of that, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, it will be interesting to know why Australia will be saved.
Because of the climatic conditions, sir. The monsoon winds, it comes in the northern hemisphere. It comes yearly when compared to the southern hemisphere. So southern hemisphere is the last to get attacked. So that's why the author has selected Australia as the final refuge, sir.
Okay. And other books that you may have read, some book which has left you a very lasting kind of impression.
Yes, sir. The one book that has, there are many such books, sir, but the one book that comes to my mind is 30 Lessons for Living by Carl Pillamar, sir. In this, author has interviewed 5,000 to 10,000 elderly people, and he has asked their experiences, their most important advices, 5 advices in every field, sir, like marriage, work, in relationships. In these things, he has asked their experiences, their advices, and he has compiled the most important 5 advices, sir. So this activity has given a kind of a reassurance. Like most of the things we would know, but when there are examples before us, like who have lived their lives, so in that case, we will have a reassurance that we are going in a correct path. Yes, sir.
See, of late I have seen a large number of such books have come where they are, presenting, say, capsule view of life.
Yes, sir.
You said 5 ways, and then, I know not necessarily of life. The Covey talks about 7 good habits of top executives and things like that. Everything is being presented in a capsule form.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and sometimes people take them on the face value, right?
Yes, sir.
And then they don't go very far with that. They find that the lesson, whatever lesson, one or more given in a book, is in conflict with the situation that person is, or is being put.
Yes, sir.
So that person becomes desperate to find an answer.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. I have also
Yes.
I have also gone through this because in 30 Lessons for Living, especially in the case of marriage, what the author says is look for a person who is more similar to you. Because then you have mutually shared values, so it would have a happy marriage. But when I look for another book, it's a book called How to Not Die Alone. In that book, the author says that you should look for a person who is different than you. It's an entirely contradicting idea, sir. So in that case, we need to take everything with a grain of salt. But the thing is, even though there may be some problems with it, it gives us a hindsight. Like as an author has once told, one good book can save 5 years of one's life, because we could learn from others' mistakes, others' experiences. So in that case, it gives a advantage over others.
Okay. Okay. Well, you are fond of the other areas we have mentioned in your data is bullet journaling. What is it?
Yes, sir. Bullet journaling is a type of journaling. It was put forward by a person called Ryder Carroll, sir. It involves the main aim of it is combining different activities that involves productivity, like planning, task making, uh, general journaling, uh, emotions capturing, and calendar. Everything which is spread across in our life. Like for planning, we use calendar. For noting down, we take notes app. For other things, we also use tools like uh, uh, tracking things like what we are doing and those sort of stuff. In this, this person tries to combine all these things in an offline mode, in a single notebook, sir. For that, he gives different ways to do that. So that is the thing, sir.
So whether these books or your other interest in bullet journaling, what I gather is that you are looking at uh, the structured life.
Yes, sir.
I mean that the life and living can be structured.
Definitely, sir.
But you really think that it can be structured?
A structured life, according to me, provides a purpose to move forward in life, sir. Even though we may not achieve that complete perfection, we can always aim for that. Because without a roadmap or a path, I don't think a person will have a purpose to move forward in life. So in this case, reading books or doing journaling gives us a proper structured format, or I can say a path to a life, sir.
Okay. Okay, I will take that. Now, you come from Tamil Nadu, right?
Yes, sir.
Dindigal.
Yes, sir.
Dindigal is your home place?
Yes, sir. Dindigul is my home district, sir.
And where do you live at present?
At present, I'm in Chennai, sir.
You are in Chennai, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have held some leadership position in your educational. So leader in grade 12, okay. Pupil leader. Leader has certain additional responsibilities
Yes, sir.
than a normal member of the team.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
What other aspects that one can expect from a leader?
The main thing that a leader is supposed to do is coordination, sir. Because according to my experience, every member of a team will have some capabilities, will have some talents, but it is the responsibility of a leader to channel those talents so that it can be beneficial for the team. Because some may not talk with each other, some may have some grudges against each other, but it is the responsibility of a leader to take the team forward by having a cordial environment, sir. That is the main responsibility of a leader in my case, sir.
So, going back to your classroom experience.
Yes, sir.
12th standard is a very competitive class.
Yes, sir.
Not necessarily intra-class competition, but that is the threshold for everyone to, just clear and then get going in a professional field.
Yes, sir.
So everyone is under very tense
Yes, sir,
kind of
definitely, sir.
environment. And then you have a monitor like you, the
Yes, sir.
pupil leader who has a privilege of a, of someone in the class in the eyes of a teacher or whatever.
Yes, sir.
So in a class of say 50, you will have odd mix. There will be some slow boomers, there will be some very sharp people, there will be some very serious guys, there will be others who may not be as serious. Now, how do you take a slow bloomer, a very little, relatively lazy classmate to a workable level?
Yes, sir. In
Hmm.
that case, I have actually experienced this because every time there was a meeting with my class teacher, I was the one who was responsible to report the things that happened there. Because every time a class
Hmm.
teacher would ask me, why
Hmm.
these many people are failing, why these many people are lacking behind. So what I
Hmm.
devised was I proposed to my class teacher to make arrangements such that a slow bloomer or a person who is having difficulties in studies is made to sit near a person who is relatively doing well in studies, sir. So in that
Hmm.
case, any doubts that he has or any difficulties that a person faces is solved by the person who is next to him. So
Hmm.
this has been a good experience because even though there was not 100% like 100% pass rate in the revision exams or other exams, we were able to see a significant rise in performance, sir.
Okay. Okay. And our last, our most lasting friendships are made in the school only.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you will also be having some very dear friends from your school.
Yes, sir.
Now let's move to something else. How are, in your views, how are our relations? Our means our country's relations with our neighboring countries. Two neighboring countries we are all familiar, China, Pakistan. We are not having very historical reasons. But that does not mean we do not have other neighbors.
Yes, sir.
So I'm sure you would have read about these issues.
Definitely, sir.
So let us hear from you.
Yes, sir. As you said, we are not having a good amount of relationship with Pakistan and China, sir. But in the case of economical relations, we are still dependent much on China, sir, because
Mm,
our trade deficits have been increasing a lot,
mm,
and as the case, the exports have also been increasing to the tune of 6% this year, sir. And
mm,
in that case of other countries, if we take, we are not yet established formal relations with Afghanistan because of the Taliban takeover and because of our policy of non-negotiation with terrorists. And
mm,
in the case of Bhutan, we are maintaining a long-standing friendship with them. And in the case of Nepal, though there may be some issues like sharing of the recent Shushta border issue, or in the case of blocking of exports, we had some hiccups, but we are having a healthy relationship with Nepal. And in the case of Bangladesh, it's the same with Bhutan, sir.
mm,
We are having good relations with Bangladesh, which is also expressed by their ministers in the cabinet. And in the case of Sri Lanka, we have recently established a good rapport after the regime change. And Sri Lanka is now very friendly with our country because we have extended a friendly hand in the case of economic support, especially during the time of pandemic.
mm,
And the recent hiccup that is all over the news is the relations with our neighbor Maldives. Even
mm,
though we have maintained a neighborhood first policy, it has not been reciprocated by the Maldives administration because of the regime change, sir. But
mm.
I hope it will change soon because in the case of international relations, anything can happen, and it's just a
Yes.
matter of time, sir.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Okay. Now, India is a union of states. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
And loosely we talk about this being a federal system.
Yes, sir.
But technically, we are not a federation.
Yes, sir.
Technically, we are not a federation. We are a union of states. It's only a legal difference. Okay, there are problems in both the systems. There are problems in this kind of arrangement. There are problems in federal system also. So ever since we had the constitution in place, the states and the center have been in conflict for one reason or the other. Okay, recently also some states have raised some issues.
Yes, sir.
So one particular issue on which it's not really the politics of the day. It is other than that is the outstanding dues of the state governments, some state governments against the center on account of implementation of the GST regime. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so states are asking for their dues, and there are areas. State governments, in spite of whatever they can do, they are doing, they are not able to get their dues. Resources for the state are important. Now, can there be a solution? Last, a more, say, satisfying solution, so to say, which can be implemented? Have you given a thought to it?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Our constitution makers have especially turned our country as quasi-federal because
Yeah.
they knew that even though we have our independent cultures, different cultures, we must be united, and for that unity, there must be a strong center. So
Hmm.
that's why the power of financial devolution has been given to the central government, sir.
Hmm.
And there has been some issues, or I would say some hiccups between the relations between the union and the states because of the lack of or reduced finances that has been devolved to the states. And as our honorable
Hmm.
prime minister has told, India is a body, and
Hmm.
harm to one part will be felt by all our body parts.
Hmm.
So in that case, the GST dues that has been stopped right now because the term has expired. And earlier it was thought that the rate of or the implementation of GST would normalize, sort of normalize, and the revenues that were earlier coming to the states would also rise as per the earlier assumptions, sir. But it has not been the case. So this has created problems between the relations. And in that case, what we can do is we can bring some changes in financial devolutions, such as in the case of Finance Commission and also GST, sir. In the case of Finance Commission, we can add certain more criterias like inclusion of social indicators like infant mortality rate, the success in maternal mortality rate, child literacy, or sex ratio. These factors criteria, so that states done a lot in improving these criteria can get more finances, so that it can act as a encouragement to these states. And in the case of GST, the plausible solution can be increasing the financial or increasing the compensation still some years or until the next census, so that uh, the current problems that is prevailing can be postponed, sir.
Hmm. Okay, Ashik, we will close the formal session here.
Yes, sir.
So I would like to know from you whether you have anything to ask me or any doubts, any clarifications.
How was the interview, sir?
Almost every one of you is asking me that, and I have refused to give a straight answer to that.
Okay, sir.
Don't bother about how it was.
Okay.
See, each interview is a unique event. Even if you appear before the same board two times, you will be having a different, say, outcome in terms of your own performance, in terms of the assessment. So don't bother about it. You should
Okay, sir.
only concentrate on certain fundamentals.
Okay, sir.
Fundamental number one is that it is an important occasion, it is a formal occasion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, number one. In fact, number two. Number one is that it is not an interrogation. It is not a question answer session. The questions or which people feel are questions are basically triggers for you to develop your response. Okay. So, and connected with that is the point that there cannot be the answer to any issue. There can be 101 responses to the same issue, and all of them can be correct at the same time. So we should not be under this impression that if the board has raised one particular issue, there has to be one standard response to that. No, there will be n number of responses. However, the important point is that whatever position you take, you have to defend it. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
whatever you say, in whatever way you say it, eventually it will fall on you to defend it. So defend you in the form of an evidence. Okay. And it will not be a formal kind of exercise that, okay, give us an evidence. No. When you are talking, you fortify your answer by something or the other.
Okay, sir.
So when you are saying something, just bring in some quotation here and there, or some through Qural. What is that called? I can't
Tirukural.
pronounce. Sorry
Tirukural.
for
Tirukkurals.
Qural. Okay,
Yes, sir.
there are beautiful verses for every situation virtually in Qural. Just drop one line there and here. Ultimately, the board is looking for an enlightened candidate. And these are pointers. These are pointers. There is no scientific way of finding out who is the best, right?
Yes, sir.
So UPSC also must be struggling to get a kind of scientific method of assessing candidates without talking to them. So
Yeah.
the fact that there is none, interview is a universally accepted exercise. Over here, for the benefit of candidates, the interview is more of a discussion where the most talking is done by the candidate. So it is the pointer, it is the trigger that is given to you. It is for you to interpret that trigger in an area where you are comfortable.
Okay,
And
sir.
you engage the board in that. If you are smart enough, you can engage the board in the field where you are comfortable. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And I noticed that you have that capability without deliberately doing it.
Thank you, sir.
Sometimes when you find yourself in a bind, or you may not be very thorough in a particular issue, and yet you are being asked to discuss it. So then you will get into an area which is your familiar area. You can do that, but then you have to do it very subtly. And the board is not bothered actually. Board is not bothered what you are talking, except that whatever they are interested in knowing, you have to that field only. So if they have given you an essay on my cow, you cannot write on my teacher.
Yes, sir.
It's like that. So within that field, you have enough liberty. So and it is a conversation in a very friendly environment. The board is not inimical to you. In fact, the first exercise of the board is to make you feel comfortable. And that is why initially you will be asked the things which they know. What is your name? From where do you come? Hmm?
Okay, sir.
Not that they don't know it. Everything is in black and white before them.
Hmm.
Idea is to make you feel comfortable. So it's that.
Okay.
So don't bother how your performance was or will be. Just familiarize yourself with the major developments like an informed citizen of the country, but prepare your own professional area reasonably well, which is your engineering,
Yes, sir.
because that is your basis to make you eligible to be able to write this exam,
Definitely, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So that is important. And basically, most of the discussion will be from these three sheets of your form 2, and everything in that form you have told the commission, not there that it has been manufactured from somewhere else. So the fact that you have mentioned it, you have to defend it, you have to
Definitely, sir.
support, and you have to respond to this.
Yes, sir.
What else?
I don't have any doubts right now, sir. I can't remember any.
Okay. So, and when is your test?
I haven't got my dates yet, sir.
You haven't got your date.
Yes, sir.
So good luck from my side. You will do well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you, sir. Thank you.